Hey everybody, I am Blind Ryan, and I am going to be doing a video based on a video that Kayla did, Kayla with a C, who did a video based on some Jubilee thing about do blind people all think alike? Well, as obvious by the fact that I can't really look at a webcam properly, I am legally blind. So I'll go over all the bullshit and to fans, hey, got a webcam back. Anyway, legally blind. I was born 3 months early. I've got retinopathy of prematurity, which means my left eye is completely gone. My right eye is 2400. That's how I've always been, all the time. So, oh shit, my fucking straw's in the way. Silly of me. Anyway, I'm a professional. So, I'm legally blind. I've got fibromyalgia. I've got severe asthma and COPD. My asthma is actually worse than my vision because my vision doesn't stop me from getting a job. My asthma sure does. So I've also got moderate hearing loss. So that's fun. Anyway, that all plays a part in what we'll be discussing because I'll be referencing it. So I figured people who don't know ought to know. So let's see. Being blind has enhanced my other senses. I agree, but that's technical. I believe that my my legal blindness has enhanced my sense of smell because I can't hear, and my tactile awareness is kind of fucked up with the fibro because I twitch and shake all the time. But I'm extremely sensitive. That's kind of what fibro does. It turns all your nerves up to 11. So you pretty much can. The only thing I can't chalk up to the fibro is my sense of smell. Ironic with my lungs being the way they are. But yeah, I have a ridiculously good palate. So, I prefer to date fellow blind people. Strongly disagree on principle. I don't count or discount disability or anything, really. It doesn't matter to me. The things that matter to me are independent of someone's disability or skin color or any of that shit. What I needed was somebody who could take care of me and, well, take care of me. We're equals. I take care of her too. I needed somebody who would be able to deal with all of the physical problems that I have, and my wife needed somebody who could deal with all of the mental problems that she has because her mother is insane. So we're both kind of each other's rocks. She drives me around and deals with all the doctor's appointments and shit like that, and I deal with her, dealing with the fallout from her crazy ass mother. So reciprocity, equality, that's cool. But yeah, I don't date someone on something frivolous. Think about what you need in the long term. Unless you're going for a fling, I guess. I am less shallow about romantic partners. Well, I think I've already gone into that, but yeah, some would agree. Not shallow. Blindness plays a small role. Um, I'm not shallow, but I don't know how much my blindness really does play a role because I grew up with my mom and my dad having a marriage of convenience. My mom didn't want to die alone. My dad didn't want to die alone. My mom absolutely hated my dad, but she realized that he had his uses. He's a big dumb idiot because he fell on his head when he was 4 and has brain damage. So being around that relationship and being around the relationships that my uncles were in and my aunts were in, my aunt was in, it kind of showed me what I didn't want. And really, the only way that my blindness plays a role is that I don't judge on appearances because I can't really see them, but I still judge people based on smell and how they sound and all this other shit. I mean, people can be shallow regardless of disability. So, yeah. The unsolicited help makes things harder. Slightly agree. Um, Unsolicited is the key word there. Help, I don't mind taking. I don't think it's a knock on your pride to ask someone for help if you legitimately need it. But by the same token, unsolicited help, especially for a fibro patient, can be extraordinarily painful. If somebody grabs me or if somebody touches me and I don't realize it, I'm apt to start swinging because that fucking hurts. So, yeah. But I mean, like, old people helping me, find stuff at the grocery store. It's like, oh, do you need help, sweetie? It's like, yeah, I've had training to deal with it. I'm not going to bust their balls because they're trying to be nice. I mean, what kind of asshole would you have to be if somebody is trying to help you, is honestly coming from a good place trying to help you, you're gonna blow up at them? I mean, what kind of sense does that make? Just, yeah, okay, thank you. It's all good. And I mean, I've had training for this. I know what to do. It's not a big deal. It's not even a matter of swallowing your pride there. It's just this person wants to be nice. Don't turn them away. That's just a dickhead move. The city I live in is easily accessible for me. Originally I said not applicable due to asthma, but I'll just say slightly agree. I don't go out much by myself because of my lungs. The last thing we need is for me to drop dead of an asthma attack because some dickhead walked around with smoking pot or bathed in cologne. It's legal to smoke pot here, by the way. So, I don't go out much by myself. When I go out with the wife, everything seems pretty accessible. We've used the busing system before. They're the busing system. What do you want? There's no light rail or anything, but if I had to, I could do it. So, slightly agree. This suburb is pretty accessible. It's better than fucking Sacramento was. I am offended when blind is used as one of my descriptive characteristics. I strongly disagree. It is in my name. I am Blind Ryan. I earned it in jail. Let's see. Go over hatred of blind legally blind. Okay, in the blind community, there is a subset of blind people who hate when able-bodied people say things like, well, you're only legally blind. It's not like you're really blind. And their excuse is, we're all blind. Well, technically, yes. But let's look at the context. Let's empathize with the person. They don't know that blindness is a spectrum. Or if they do, they do. Most people do. It's ingrained. They don't understand the nomenclature. So, instead of busting their balls for trying to be positive, again, I'm noticing that trend. A lot of people busting balls when people are trying to be positive. You take the meaning from what they're saying. Your kid could be blind, fully. But your kid could also just as easily be less blind. That would be better, because, sorry blind people, let's face facts, being blind is a difficult challenge in today's sighted world. Being legally blind is slightly less challenging in today's sighted world. It is what it is. It doesn't make you weak. It doesn't make you strong. It's just the cards we're dealt, the cards we have to deal with. So, I can see both sides, but I feel like most blind people can't see the other side of it. They can't see the concerned parent side. They can't see the well-wisher side. All they see is their side. And I think that's extremely selfish. But I wanted to get that out there. That people in general just need to lighten the fuck up. So let's see. I have experienced discrimination. Strongly agree/disagree. So it's kind of a double-edged sword. Discrimination for my vision? No, I have not been discriminated based on my vision. It just hasn't happened. Now, discriminated based on my fibro and my asthma? Oh yeah. So, I took classes when I was 16 years old. How to get a job with low vision. How to approach an interview. How to approach people on the phone. How to tell people about your vision problems in such a way that it will keep them at ease. I am legally blind. I have 2400 in one eye. What does that mean for you? Give me a big monitor. Give me big fonts. I will be fine. Literally it. I mean, that is accommodation. That is easy accommodation. And then with the idea with my asthma, because we didn't know at the time how bad it was just keep me away from perfume and cologne and I'll be fine. It was literally it. Now, with how the ADA works, you can the disabled folks, we get special standing in the court when a discrimination lawsuit is brought up. So that's great in theory, but in practice what that means is if you have an invisible condition like fibro, which we didn't know until I was 33, or like my asthma, which we've known about all my life, and the COPD, which we learned about this year, they won't hire you. They just straight up won't call you back. Or if you do call them back, they'll say, oh, we found somebody else. Oh, we got another hire. Oh, we already taken care of it. You don't need to worry about it anymore. So I was with the Department of Rehab for 10 fucking years, and they didn't tell me that I was unhireable. For 10 years, I was pounding the pavement every day. I was going to places. I was calling places. I was sending in emails back before, they had the job sites and stuff. And I never got anywhere. From 18 to 28, I got exactly fuck all. And then finally, the Department of Rehab told me to my face, look, you're unhireable. Just get the fuck out of here. I mean, they didn't say it like that, but... And then they sent me a nasty email about, you didn't put in the work. So, yeah, I'm a little bitter about that. So, the ADA, for all it's good, does have a downside. If you have an invisible condition, don't even try to work. Just don't. Just take your disability and try to find a hobby. Do streaming, do arts and crafts, do anything else. So, that's my little rant about that. Doctors and disability. If you're on disability, you will be treated like shit by 80% of the doctors. The reason for that is because if you're on disability, the doctors do not get paid dick for dealing with you. There is no incentive for them to deal with you. So basically, it's just see them, give them medicine, send them out the door. Doesn't even matter. My eye doctors in California lied to me about my vision. They said I was going, if I get popped in the back of the head too hard, I would completely detach my retina. When we got up here, come to find out, no, my retina's completely fine. Everything looks perfect. I mean, they even got a proper pressure test up here, which is the first time that's ever happened. So, and then also, I didn't actually get my fibro diagnosis until we moved up here. They kept trying to say it was all in my head down in California. It turns out my lungs are incredibly worse than we thought they were. It was all, like I said, it's all get them out the door. It seems like they care more up here, but still, we've had doctors who don't really give a shit. We had a pain doctor up here who, since I was on disability, she sent me to an EMG. Now, anybody who has fibro and knows what an EMG is probably cringing in their seats. But in case you don't, I'll tell you. Fibro, nerve pain. Okay, nerves are extremely sensitive. An EMG is to test for deadened nerves. What they do is they light you up with electricity to test all of your nerves. To say this was torture is an understatement. I literally passed out on the bus ride home twice. My wife had to wake me up both times. Thank God she was there. So, I have been discriminated against. But that's not a blindness thing. That's a disability thing. So, it's tangentially connected, but not really. The blindness thing is easy to deal with because it's a static condition. You're either, you've got bad vision. It is what it is. It's the same thing with moderate deafness. You're moderately deaf. You're deaf. You're hard of hearing. Whatever. It is what it is. And I'd rant about the deaf culture, but I'm not in the deaf culture. And so, suffice it to say, I have issues with certain disability cultures, which I'll get to in a quick second. Hey, here it is. If I could regain my sight with a cure, I would want to. Strongly agree. Anyone who doesn't want to fix their disabilities is wallowing in their disabilities. I've heard it said that my blindness defines who I am as a person, and all this other happy horseshit. No, bullshit. Fuck you. No. Humans are more than the sum of their parts. If I got cured, that wouldn't change who I was as a person. It would change what I would be able to do as a person. I'd be able to go out and look for a job and not have to worry about slowly dying from my lungs. But anybody who considers their disability as an identity, that person is mentally ill and needs to really look long and hard about themselves, about who they are as a person and who they want to be as a person. I am blind, legally. I am moderately deaf. I have fibromyalgia. I have asthma. I have COPD. Those do not define me as a person. I'm a bisexual. That doesn't define me as a person. I'm a white male. Neither of those things define me as a person. As a person, you're supposed to be more than the sum of your parts. So anybody who doesn't want a cure for their disabilities is just giving up. That was something else. Anyone who doesn't is wallowing in their disabilities and should be pitied, or afraid to step up and put the work in to adapt to a working body. That's another thing, complacency. There's a lot of complacent people out there, and I was one of them in my 20s. I was a complacent person. That's how I know people are doing it, because I see the old signs. If you don't want to fix your body because you don't want to learn how to live in the sighted world, in the hearing world, in the mobility world, in all of that, if you want to stay with cerebral palsy, if you want to stay with deafness, if you want to stay with blindness because it's just too hard, fuck you. For one thing, that's insulting as fuck to people who lose their sight or hearing or movement later in life, because they have to adapt. And I've heard people say that, if I lose my vision, I'd just kill myself. My buddy Ben said that a couple of nights ago. And on the one hand, I can see where they're coming from, but on the other hand, it's like, no, wait. Just give it a year, see if you can adapt. And then if you can't adapt, if you just cannot get it to click, then fine, whatever, I don't care. But give yourself a year. No, it wasn't Ben, it was It was somebody on a stream I was on. But I think Dennis said something similar to that. I think he said it about prison. It's like, dude, wait, don't do that. Prison's not as bad as all that. I've been, it's fine. People need to stop being so frivolous with their lives. They need to stop being so damn hyperbolic. So, in summation, do blind people all think alike? Well, I voted for Trump twice. So, if we accept the premise that blind people all think alike, you can extrapolate your own conclusions from that. Anyway, I have been Blind Ryan. I hope you all enjoyed this kind of rant. I'd like to thank Kayla with a C again for making another video that I just had to make my own video about. I hope you all enjoyed this. If you did, be sure to like, follow, and subscribe and all that shit. And I will see you all next time.